Good afternoon, actually, good evening. I'm Ann Miller French here in Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and I am streaming live on Facebook as well as YouTube for Angelic Hands. And I typically do my lives around Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It really depends on what's going on with my schedule and the energies and everything. But I have learned to totally honor what's coming through, and I was being urged by my team and spirit to connect with all of you today. So I'm doing just that. So whether you're catching me on the live or on the replay, hello and welcome. If you just happen to tune in, let me know where you're coming in from. It's always nice to see the hellos. And if there's someone in your life that can benefit from this information, from anything that I share on either platform, Facebook and or YouTube, feel free to, share it, like it, love it, send it on. And it's all about connecting with others and really trusting the urging of your own soul. So I shared a message on Facebook and actually on quite a few of my platforms. So I'm going to just talk about that real quickly as far as really trusting what's coming through. So as you know, I am a psychic and intuitive. I'm a medium. I bridge the gap between the living and the afterlife. And yesterday, my husband and I, we were out just enjoying the weekend, and we had attended a local, it was like a holiday craft fair, which is it was well attended. We wanted to see what it was all about, and I'm extremely grateful that we got an opportunity to get out. We had lunch, connected with. I got an opportunity to connect with a friend after that. But long story short, as we were leaving one of the locations, I looked over at him and I said, "Well." Hugh Hefner from Playboy, he is coming through again. His spirit was coming through to me, and this wasn't the first time that I've connected with this particular soul. And normally, when I ask, what's your message or why the visit, I get something, but there's nothing. And what's really funny is as I'm doing this live, I'm seeing his energy come in and out. He's just smiling because this is something that is being guided to share, and it has to do with happiness. It has to do with love. It has to do with joy. And what was he known for when he was here? He had a love for women. And, he had his famous magazine and, his, just all the things that he stood for and how he lived his life. It's like more power to him. So it was interesting because when I had asked Hugh Hefner, yesterday afternoon, he didn't say anything. It was just like from here to here, the biggest smile that you could possibly imagine. And I felt this overwhelming feeling of happiness and joy. So, I sat with that. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to, take it for what it's worth. And as we were driving home, I looked at my husband again. I said, so what's interesting is, normally after all of that and we had lunch and everything, I would have been okay with just going home. But I looked at him, I said, I can't shake this urge. I feel like we need to go to this boutique. So there's this boutique, it's called the Boutique Closet, that's here in our downtown Elkhorn, Wisconsin. And if you haven't checked them out, totally check them out. The proprietors, female owned, women owned business, and they are truly amazing. I just love going in and talking to them both. So I followed that urge and husband parked the car. I went into the store, and then I proceeded to tell one of the two ladies about my encounter. And she just looked at me. As a matter of fact, she said, well, think about it. He's smiling because you were where all the ladies were at. And I'm still cracking up about it because it was like, yeah, that particular event is predominantly female attended. So I would say that 95% of who was at this, event was women. So no wonder why he was smiling. So part of the message today is trust where you're being guided, trust that inner urging. Sometimes it's going to sound like a subtle whisper. That's your higher self speaking to you. That's what I call your inner GPS. That's your soul speaking to you. Trust that guidance, and be open to the information as far as how it comes to you. And I find that even with the work that I do, like I mentioned before, sometimes I get a lot of information. Sometimes, I have to like really look at it and be able to put the pieces of the puzzle together, not overanalyze it, just being open to how the information is going to come through and know that, okay, here's another opportunity to just allow and go with the flow as far as exactly what is supposed to come out of this experience. Excuse me. But what was amazing about all of that is that feeling of that happiness, that feeling of that joy, that feeling of love. I want you to ask yourself this question. When was the last time that you were in a state of euphoria, or you felt such like just that ultimate bliss of happiness? What are you currently going through? Are you noticing different ascension symptoms? Are you trying to, really wrap your head around this whole awakening process? Are you having trouble sleeping? Are you noticing that there's different gifts that are coming through, or there's things that are different about you compared to a month ago, a week ago, a year ago? Like really honor that and, take a look at where you're at and know that it's okay to reach out for help and to trust that inner urging and to really get an understanding of what part of you is trying to get your attention. So, I talk about this a lot. We have the different parts of self, like that higher self, that's our soul. We're connected to source. There is the part of us, there's the ego self, there's the inner child. I talk about that a lot. And as you have probably seen, I have been sharing a lot of, for me, it's my fun, my creativity, my therapy, if you will, healing my inner child. Hi, Angela. Thank you for hopping on. It is my way, my outlet to connect with my inner child and continue to bring about that healing as I'm, continuing to work through the layers. I've been on this journey for a very, very long time. And as I continue to shed the layers, work through the layers, go into the grief, let go of the grief, be present with those feelings, and know that we make up, the aspects of both light and dark, and being present and knowing that those parts of us that feel heavy, the parts of us that we don't want to acknowledge, the parts of us that, we've rejected, that we've abandoned, that we've forgotten about, those are the parts that need the most love. And like a parent to a child, being present and having that awareness and really tuning in as far as when you're being guided to take a step forward and when you're being guided to take a step back. So, part of an experience that I had this morning was I was doing some more grief release work for myself, and My dad was present. He was there as well as my team. Like I was fully supported. Like they were holding space for me. I could see my team on both sides. And as I came out of that space, as I continue to do this work and go deeper and deeper and deeper, and as my inner child continues to trust me and show me and tell me, where, when I ask her, where does it hurt? Where do you like, how do you feel today? What does this pain represent? Take me to your grief. Why are you sad? Whatever it is, and not judging it, whatever comes up, like being present with it and knowing that as you go through your own individual journey, you are completely supported. And that was the message that I was being guided to share with each and every one of you today. So there is truly no right or wrong. There is no experience that you weren't meant to have. Like it was all divinely orchestrated by our souls to go through whatever it is that we've gone through, we've been through, anything that we've been, anything that we've experienced. You know, Good or bad, it's a part of us, and learning through different things and continuing to grow and evolve as a person. So it's, really honoring where you're at, knowing that you do have a team that's with you 24/7. Hi, Summer. Thank you for hopping on. Hey, Michelle. Thanks for hopping on. So really, look at where you're at today. And I cannot stress it enough that if you haven't experienced a session with me yet, whether that's a reading or a life coaching session or a light language session, quantum energy healing, Reiki, whatever it is, know that through the end of this month, you can experience any one of those sessions for half price. So for example, like light language therapy, that's normally $222. You can try it out for $111. And I offer this special like 2 to 3 times a year when I'm being guided to share it and connect with all of you, and to make it available so you have an opportunity to try something, because it's not a one size fits all. And I know that even from my own journey, but I will tell you that the more work that you continue to do for yourself and making that investment for you, for your own self-care, and to continue to, work through those layers and look at the different things that are coming up. What I'm hearing is don't be afraid of it. Like really be your hero, be your inner child's hero, and have that courage to step forward. And if you're not even sure where to start or where to begin or what would be, a good fit for you, reach out, let's connect, let's talk about it, and I can make recommendations as far as what would be a good starting point for you. And as I continue to honor my journey and where I'm being guided and just moving forward, going with the flow, whether that's, creating a reel, dancing, really opening this up, throat chakra, speaking my truth, and really getting up on stage, whatever that looks like, and sharing those messages and moving past those old feelings of like the fear and fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of humiliation, working through the grief, working through the loss. Yeah, there's so many other things. Or if you're working through feelings of anger, if you experience loss of any kind, there's a lot of different things going on. And, if you're working through some health challenges or you'd like to, get a head start on learning more about you and working with your energetic body, your physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, moving forward on your spiritual path and journey, whatever that looks like for you. I invite you to take a look at my website, which is reikiangelichaNds.com. That's REIKIANGELIKHANDS.com. And as I mentioned earlier this week, if you are working on your journey, like if you're starting to notice that your psychic abilities are opening up and you really want to continue to expand on that, work that muscle, and work with your gifts perhaps of being a psychic and or a medium, take a look at my classes and events page. And I posted it earlier on Facebook as far as the special promotion that I'm offering for my beginner's mediumship workshop. So it's 4 weeks. It's normally $888. I'm offering it for $444. What that includes is 4 60-minute sessions. We work together one-on-one. All of my services are offered remotely. And we really go in and start looking at where you're at with your gifts, where are the blockages, what are you afraid of, what are your goals. Do you even ask yourself the question, do I want to move forward with this? Because I will tell you that even though I recognized things very early on as a little girl, that I had certain gifts and abilities, I didn't understand the things, and I didn't have the support system back then like I do now. And I am so passionate about being here and being a mentor and helping others and showing others the way, because I am immensely grateful for everyone that and anyone that ever held space for me as I walk through my journey. And in 2015, when things started to open up, and then in 2016, when it was like, whew, everything opened up, no joke, it was really nice to have a support system to remind me that I am the author of my story, and if there's something that I'm not in agreement with, I can make those changes, and that's no different for you. If I can do this work, you can do this work. So I hope that you find, something that resonates with you today, a little golden nugget. If you know someone that could really benefit from this information, please share it with them, and know that no matter what it is that you're going through right now, I'm holding space for you. I'm sending love, and you are supported. You are completely supported. And I hope that you have an amazing week. As more information comes through, I will be sharing it live here on both platforms for Angelic Hands. Until then, thank you so much for joining me today, and have an amazing rest of your Sunday, depending on where you're at. For some of you, you may be into Monday already, but have an amazing week. Thank you.